good morning once again.
From Mallorca.
Aye, day 3 in Mallorca. And we've gone for a fairly big one today, haven't we?
Yeah.
We're going for Puig de Masanella. Now, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. The Puig bit, I'm told that's how you pronounce it. It's spelled P-U-I-G, but I don't really know. Forgive me if that's wrong.
This is it's actually the second highest peak on Mallorca, but it's the highest one that is accessible.
Yeah, there's a military installation or something on the highest one.
Yeah, that's major, isn't it?
Puig Major, yeah.
Yeah.
Or Mejor, I don't know.
So you can't get to that, it's all fenced off at the summit. This is the highest one you can do, so we have to give it a bash.
Yeah. Now, the weather forecast did mention a bit of cloud, which, to be honest, is nice. We don't want to be baking alive on a long climb like this. However, we are also hoping for a cloud-free summit, but that's the gamble we're taking today. But yeah, quite a long one. We've got a lot of this forest stuff to start with, and then we get kind of spat out onto the base of the flanks of Masanella, where it gets a bit rocky, and nondescript paths just for a change. Definitely a theme in Mallorca. If you're coming walking over here, nondescript paths and following cairns is a big thing.
Yes, definitely.
So we're expecting plenty of that.
There is, worth mentioning, there is a toll for this.
Oh yeah.
€6 each.
I think we're heading towards the toll booth fairly soon. You pay a little guy sat in a booth €6 each for the privilege of doing this. But it's private, or it was private land. I don't know how that works, but yeah, €6 to do this climb. But we're prepared to pay that, aren't we?
Let's hope it's worth it.
Yeah. Right, let's crack on then. So I think this is our little hut where we're going to pay our tolls. Yeah, €4 for kids, €6 for adults. Let's head on in. Oh, how many persons? 2 adults, please.
2 adults. Okay, 2 persons, €12, please.
There you go. Oh, you do some wood carving.
What?
The wood carving.
Yes, I make pieces of.
Oh, nice.
Of chess.
Oh, cool.
Little sculptures. And now I make one series of sculptures of chess.
Oh, chess pieces, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
And make many somethings.
Yeah, I like to do the same myself. Thank you very much indeed.
Okay, second.
Lovely.
Thank
you.
Okay.
So that's our toll fee paid. And he was a nice guy, wasn't he?
He was.
He was there whittling his chess pieces in a little vice with his sandpaper and his file, which was quite cool.
Not a bad job.
Yeah. Bit of peace and quiet while you're doing it as well. But he was saying, yeah, hopefully, I mean, we're looking up, I'll show you in front of us. There's quite a bit of cloud hanging on these big peaks. I don't even know where the summit is from here. We're just kind of heading in this direction for now. I don't even know if we could see it. But he seemed to reckon it was going to get hotter this afternoon, didn't he? So if there is some cloud around, I'm hoping that might get burned off by the sun. As you can see by these puddles, there was a little bit of rain last night, so it's cooled things down a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, time will tell. So a very, very quiet trail. We've not seen another hiker, just our man in the toll booth. Nice temperature, it's probably, I don't know, 18, 19. Not a jot of wind. Good path, a little damp in places, but not too bad. And we're following, we've got a route plotted on the GPS, we've got a map, we've got a compass, we've got a guidebook. Oh, and we've got things like this. So this is your signposting system in Mallorca. Cairns, sometimes if you're lucky with the odd bit of wood with something written on them. But I'm guessing we're going that way. So along this path, we're seeing a lot of these things, which are sort of obviously purposely built. I'm guessing tent pitches, camping pitches. Because we were just saying it'd be very difficult to find anywhere to pitch a tent round here because it's so rocky and uneven. But there's quite a few of these dotted around. There's another one just up there you can see. But that would be a rather nice pitch for the night, wouldn't it? In the middle of a very peaceful forest. So we've reached this point with some impressive signposts. And we've just been standing looking at the guidebook and been stopped in our tracks by the sound of some very, very hefty rockfall from this face up here. Which is a tad worrying, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a bit concerning.
That's the way we're headed. Because we did have some rain last night and that can sometimes affect that sort of thing, can't it?
Morning, yeah.
Okay. Proceed with a whole lot of caution then. So a bit of a change of feel now. We've got some views of some other high peaks through the trees, but we're into this much more rocky section now. The path's got quite a lot steeper. Obviously prone to rockfall in this area, which doesn't surprise me. But nothing obvious on the path yet as fresh rockfall goes, but we are keeping our eyes open. But yeah, definitely a different feel. It's changed from that sort of forested feel down below to a much rockier backdrop. Got a little opening with some nice views. Although as you can see, that cloud is still hanging around a little bit. So we have reached another little viewpoint and a choice section. So we've got Font y Puig, which I think means the spring and then the summit that way, or Puig y Font, or Puig y Font, which means summit and spring afterwards that way. So I think we're going to go straight to the summit, aren't we? But before we do that, have a look at that. We have got this layer of cloud sitting here, which I think we might be heading into. Let's see if we can brighten that up a little bit. At some point soon. We're at about 3,300 feet at the moment. And I think the summit is about 4,500. So yeah, I think this is going to hit us. But still, we've got views for now, and mighty fine they are. You can probably hear the crazy goats in the background. I think we've already seen a few of them on the last few days. And I have a feeling we're going to encounter some more up here. So it's a sheep, not a goat, I think. Or is it? Can't quite see. It looks like a sheep. He's a noisy... Got a lot to say for himself. So we're now navigating quite a steep slope, very rocky, lots of bedrock though, which is quite grippy, isn't it, which is quite good. The cloud base seems to have risen. I thought we'd have lost views by now, but not quite. So we're hoping that continues to happen. But yeah, whole lot of rock face up there.
Look at that. Oh.
Yeah, the views are pretty damn nice, aren't they? Little hazy, but not bad. So it's just got even steeper. We've got this kind of sheer wall next to us. Shell's negotiating the lower bits, but it does require a little bit of climbing skill.
Yeah, it's hands and feet.
It's hands and feet. It's going to be like that for a bit yet, I think. So that was quite a tricky little section, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Quite steep. That was just coming up from over the edge of this. But on the plus side, there's some blue creeping in. The cloud's breaking a little bit. And we've levelled out a touch here. But once again, all we're doing is following the cairns. And you've sometimes got to be really, really eyes on to spot them because they blend into the rocks. So another change of feel, and again it was mentioned, wasn't it? That sort of steep section spatters out at the start of this plateau, which is a bit mad. A few spots of mud around, which is quite strange as well. Temperature's dropped a wee bit, but I'm guessing we're heading this way. I'll spin you around. I'm hoping and guessing that somewhere up here, maybe that is the summit, because we're continuing west and that cloud is kind of blowing through and covering the summit, then not, and then covering it, then not. So there's maybe a chance of a clear summit. If that is the summit, it could be a false one. But yeah, definitely weird the way the field changes, and it looks like heading up here, this is the end of the plateau. We're going to be cutting up through this, so probably back to more rocky stuff, I'd say.
Yeah, this is odd, isn't it?
It's certainly mixed, that's for sure. So still some steady going across this plateau, and the cloud can't decide what it wants to do. You may just be able to make out in this little col here, we can see a large group of people making their way down, I think. Well then, we are just approaching the col at the base of the summit push. I don't know if you can make out, there's a couple of people here. This is the col and this is the ascent up to the summit. Looks like there's a few people up there, but there's still a bit of cloud. We've just met some Welsh people, I think they were. They were saying that the cloud is in and out just as the sun comes out. So we're just going to have to see what the views situation is when we get up there. So that is our summit up there. Last little push. Unfortunately, the view situation is not looking great. We might hang around a little bit and see if it blows through, possibly. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe have some lunch and
Yeah.
see if it blows through.
Don't know how much filming we'll be able to do up there because there's quite a few people up there, but we'll see what we can do. Let's head on up anyway. So we're just below the summit, and some views hinting at opening up. Pretty spectacular off into the distance. Let me see if I can zoom in. That's a bit better. Could do with a bit more of that cloud blowing through. So that's kind of looking south. Not a whole lot down there or up there, but we'll hang around and see. So we've just got views in the middle of the picture of one of the reservoirs. Just about. It's probably going to go out of view pretty soon. A little bit hazy, but you can just make it out. Should be able to see two. Not sure where the other one is, but we'll keep eyes open for it. So there we go. If I can work my way up. There it is. 1,364 metres, about what, 4,500 feet?
Yeah. Highest accessible
Yeah.
on Mallorca.
Boom. And the sun comes out. Let's see if we got any views over here. Oh, a little bit. Not bad. Large group getting photos taken there. Nice summit though. So our view of the lake has got a little bit better for now. So all of a sudden we have the summit to ourselves. This big party is all heading off down the hill, and we are going to try and find a spot for lunch. These views of the reservoir keep coming and going. When they open up, it looks beautiful over there, doesn't it?
It really does, yeah.
So we're going to pick a spot somewhere around here and have a bite to eat, I think. Ooh, not fall over.
Not fall off the mountain.
So we are leaving the summit behind, and I'm quite pleased we got some views. I mean, it's opened up a bit more over there. There's still this big bank of grey cloud hanging quite low, but we got something. My fear was that we were going to put in all that work and get absolutely nothing, but
Yeah,
it was quite nice, wasn't it?
And it has made it easier to
Yeah,
climb up the cloud.
we were just saying, if it was like it was yesterday, sort of, you know, 25 degrees and blazing hot, that would have been really tough. So there is something to be said for a bit of cloud cover. So we are going to pick our way back down into this col and turn left and get cracked on with our journey down. Don't know how much filming we're going to do because it's the same route down as up, but if anything interesting happens, we'll be sure to bring you back. So still picking our way down from the col. But one thing we've noticed from up here, which we just thought was worth mentioning, we are in the Tramuntan mountain range, or the Tramuntana as they call it, which kind of runs along the northwestern coast of the island. And aside from that, as you can see out here, it's really, really flat all the way across here. Hardly a mountain to be seen. If you look at it on Google Earth, it's really quite strange, this whole this strip of mountains on the northwestern coast, but nothing else. It wouldn't be a mountain walk in Mallorca without some goats around. Oh, mate. So I know the footage ain't great, but could anybody tell us what that bird is? Down, scramble and done. All this up here. No injuries, all good.
Fell over a couple of times.
Yeah, a couple of little falls, but we're about to meet the tree line again into the forest and the constant search for cairns. So we've not done a great deal of filming on the way back down, but we picked our way through the wooded section at the bottom of the scrambly bit. That takes quite a while, to be fair, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think
Longer
it
than you
has
think.
Took us a while. The whole thing has took us about 7.5 hours.
Yeah,
We
with
stopped for about half an hour.
about half an hour at the summit.
We are a bit puddled from
Yeah, we've done
the previous couple of days walk, so
a couple of days before this, so
we've done it as a slow pace, and it does take a while over the scrambly bits and rocky sections.
Yeah. But on the whole, not a bad route. I mean, to be
No.
fair, compared to we did La Mola on the first day, and route finding on that was an absolute nightmare. This was better. You're still looking
was
for
better.
cairns. You're relying on those cairns. Just loving the bird song in the air at the moment. But the route, the sort of trodden path, is more obvious, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And there's plenty of cairns.
Yeah.
Plus in the summer, I mean, you follow the people because this is a popular trail. It's been fairly quiet for us
Yeah, it's
today.
been quietish, hasn't it? Up towards the summit, towards the start of the scrambly bits, we did see more people.
Yeah.
But it's not been too bad. It's not been unbearable or anything, has it?
I mean, this is start of May, which I think is a fantastic time to come to Mallorca. You've still got the weather,
Yeah.
but it's a lot quieter.
So that brings us to the weather. I mean, it has been a little bit cloudier today.
Yeah.
We were just discussing this, and that did rob us of some views at the summit. We did still get something, but then we were only discussing on the flip side of that, if it had been 25, 26 degrees, that would have been really hard work.
Yeah.
So it did have its bonuses, that,
Yeah.
didn't it?
And we still got some beautiful views,
Yeah.
so I'm happy with that. I'll take it.
So good route, worth doing. Do allow a bit of time and be prepared for a bit of scrambling. Nothing major,
Reasonably
but
challenging. But
yeah, but enjoyable.
good. Yeah.
So I think this is going to be us wrapping it up for this one. We're just about to approach the guy whittling his chess pieces in the toll booth again. Probably have a whole chess set done now. Might offer me a game of chess. And then yeah, heading back to the hotel for a well-earned beer, I think. So once again, thanks very much for watching, much appreciated.
Yeah.
And we shall see you on the next one. Ta-ta for now.
Bye.